Today we're going to talk about content marketing and social media marketing. Content marketing heavily involves social media and marketers using content to get their messages across. So let's first start with the definition. By definition, content marketing is the marketing process of creating and distributing relevant and valuable content. So we have some goals with doing content marketing. So let's talk about those. You want to attract and acquire new consumers and clearly define your target audience. The second one is build relationships, especially with existing consumers, because you want to hold on to them. Engage consumers, meaning like running contests and doing hashtags and polls and things of that nature to get your consumers involved and engaged with your brand. Demonstrate benefits. So we mean video. You can do video to be able to demonstrate the benefits of your brand so your viewers can actually see this and not just read about it. Tell interesting stories about your brand. Consumers love to hear stories, and if you can tell a great story about your brand, then that is great. Provide valuable information about your brand. Anything valuable, maybe if it's a clothing line, the material it's made out of, how it's made, or things like that. We all love information, and so providing that valuable information is great for content marketing. And the last one is to drive profitable consumer action. So basically, you want to make money. That's one of your goals. You want your brand to make money. So, content marketing is all about creating interesting information your consumers are passionate about so they can actually pay attention to you. So, content marketing is referred to inbound marketing. Inbound marketing earns the attention of an audience in a passive manner without actively going out to draw them in. You want to inform them, meaning you're giving them information, and you can do that by using blogs, articles, podcasts, downloadable guides, images, videos, things like that. Any way that you can give them information and inform them. Whereas if you compare it to traditional marketing, which is referred to as outbound marketing, it does the exact same opposite through strong advertising campaigns intended to grab the attention of the customers and persuade them. So, like TV, magazine ads, radio ads are all seen as interruptions um, at the potential consumer instead of offering them something valuable. And it only holds their attention for a short amount of time. And it can be very expensive, especially if you're not successful in doing it. So, what do you think the most popular vehicle of content or marketing is? Um, kind of said it when I introduced the first slide, but social media is the most popular content marketing. It's all around us and it's deeply ingrained um, aspect of our content marketing strategies. So, a strategy, we think about strategies, we think about objectives and goals and methods on how to achieve those objectives. So there are four steps when we're coming up with a social media content marketing strategy. The first one is your creative brief. So you need to start with a creative brief, and your creative brief will include your target market, the persona of your target. What are your goals when you're doing this content marketing for your brand? And what platforms will you use? So all platforms have advantages and they have disadvantages. So that's something you will have to pursue and learn about as relating to your brand. The next step is you need to learn or decide what content you will want to use. So, do you want to use existing content that you already have, or produce new content, or you can modify content that you already have? So, you have different options there when it comes to content. However, there are rules that you need to follow when you're doing content. The first one is brief, and you want to use pictures and videos as much as possible, but everything needs to be brief. So, for example, if you're doing a blog, you don't want to write a blog that takes 30 minutes to read. You need to write short, quick, entertain, and get to the point. So brief with pictures and videos, because videos and pictures catch our attention. If it's too long and no video, you will lose the attention of your audience. It must be relevant to your brand and to your audience. So even though those are your focuses, you can come up with a lot of content that focuses on your brand and or focus on your audience. Interact with your community. So we're saying be social, promote engagement, answer questions, comments, ask questions, conduct opinion polls, hold competitions. So you just need to interact with people, and that makes your brand feel more alive to them and make them want to interact with you and your brand. So the next slide is an example for you. It is a fashion retailer, French Connection, and this is from their YouTube channel. So their French Connection, notice its target audience always asks, "What should I wear?" They responded by creating a YouTube channel, Utique, and with short video clips on what to wear for different occasions. So here's a clip from that.
Hi guys, I'm Louise Rowe and welcome to the world's first ever French Connection YouTube boutique, or as we like to call it, a UT. See what we did there? Okay, this is shopping like you've never seen it before, and here's how it works. So listen up. Over here, you're going to see a long list of occasions. Pick whichever one suits you best and your plans, and click on it. You can explore it, check out my recommendations of how to wear it, and of course, buy it. You ready to get gorgeous? Well, if you're a shopaholic like me, I know you will be. Let's get going.
So with this clip, this brand accomplished number 6 from before on slide 2, but number 6 was provide valuable information about your brand. So they were able to accomplish that and get the audience engaged with them. Okay, here is another one. This is JetBlue from their Twitter account. It's a screenshot. So Twitter is a great way to reach your customers at a fast pace. Travel is an industry on the move with a very mobile customer base. JetBlue Twitter page addresses customers' needs and responds to complaints live, meaning real time when I say live. This company gives important insight on its customers' concerns, enables them to respond in a timely manner, and customers feel like they really care. So, one I've seen where the customer is in line at the airport and complaining about whatever it was, and they tweet JetBlue and they responded right away and helped him with his problem. That's great customer service. Customers will remember that and they appreciate that. Okay, let's go on to step 3. Step 3 is content planning. So this is what are you going to write or post about? And this is more specific than saying, am I going to use old content or am I going to make new content? This is going more into detail. So here's a few different things you can do. And you can search around the internet and see what people are doing. So this one lists the 25 ways to blank. 25 ways to wear gloves or wear accessories. Or 25, I'm just making up something. It could be a list of 5, a list of 10. How to videos, how to articles. Definitely, if you do articles, you want to do images or illustrations. And then you have your Q&A. So Q&As is pretty much your consumers ask questions and you answer them. And that's a great way to get your consumers involved. Quotes. I've seen where people have had, okay, this is the quote of the day, and people look forward to that. They'll go to that post, that blog, that website to get the quote of the day, especially if it's entertaining or inspirational or things like that. Interviews is a great way to get people involved as well, especially if you're interviewing someone that your potential or your consumers would be interested in. And remember, it has to relate to your brand. So let's say your brand was a fashion brand, and every month you brought in someone famous in the fashion industry and did an interview with them. And it doesn't have to be live, it can be an article written about an interview. Just remember, you want to have video and illustrations and images. Personal stories. People love personal stories. Think about that as an option. And this day approach. So this is like people like traditions. So you make your audience expect your posts. For example, on Mondays, you can post job opportunities. And then on Friday, you can post some eye-catching pictures or images. So that's the this day approach. Okay, so once you've figured out what kind of content you want, your fourth step is the editorial calendar. So you can do this on a weekly, monthly, or yearly basis. So in this instance, you're going to schedule how you'll release your content. So remember, the first step was coming up with how you're going to get your content, if you're going to make new content, if you're going to edit what you have, or just use what you have. And then you need a plan of what type of content. Once you get that, you need an editorial calendar. Okay, let's look at some examples of editorial calendars. So the first one in the top left, let's say this company decided they want to do Facebook, Twitter, blogs, and Instagram. So the way this is a very simple calendar. So they decided on Tuesday and Wednesday they're going to do Facebook posts, and then on Monday through Friday they're going to post to Twitter, and then Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, they're going to do a blog post. And then on Tuesday and Thursday, they'll do Instagram. So Tuesday and Thursday is Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And then Friday is Twitter and blogs. So that's very simple. They have the list of the networks they're going to use, and then they have an X next to the ones they're going to use. I mean, the days they're going to do. And then if we want to look at the top right one, so this is a weekly one too, and it's for a blog, and they're going to use the this day approach. So if you can see at the bottom, it says for Sunday, famous quotes for the week. So every Sunday they'll post a quote, and then Monday, best practices Monday. Tuesday, two tips Tuesday. Um, Wednesday, wordless Wednesday. So wordless is just photos and videos. So this is what they'll do every week, and this is what their consumers will look forward to seeing. Um, and then if you look at the bottom left one, this is a monthly calendar. So you have the whole month instead of a week, and they use the icons to show you what they're going to post. So on the first, they're going to post to Facebook. So every day they're going to do some type of post, but there'll be different platforms they'll use. So instead of doing like the top one where you have on Monday, they're going to do Twitter and blog posts. On this one at the bottom left, they have a post that they'll do once a day, different platforms. Okay, so these three are a little bit more detailed. The top left one is a mountain biking blog. They decided the topic for each day and whether it's going to be text, audio, or video. So this is weekly. So you have here on this one, they have 3 weeks. And where the X's are is where nothing will be posted. So like if you look at Tuesday in the first row, it says where to buy a mountain bike. And so that's what they'll talk about on their blog. And then if you look at some of the other ones, they'll tell you, is it going to be a video? If you look across the top where it says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then under there, it says, okay, this is going to be a video post. This is going to be a text post, video, audio, text, and things of that nature. So they decided that's how they want to lay theirs out. The bottom left one is a yearly calendar, and it's a category for a blog series based on holidays. So here you'll see New Year's Eve, they'll do, not New Year's Eve, I'm sorry, New Year's. Around that holiday, they'll do a blog series and what the topics are. And then you have Valentine's Day, the start of spring. And so they'll do a series around each holiday or event. And then the last one on this page, the right one, is also a weekly one. And so they have a category for each day of the week, but their categories are very, very broad. So like, for example, the first one, on Sundays, we're going to do humor. So humor is open to inspirational, meal prep with mom and kids to make it funny, inspirational story. Everything is about being funny. Then on Monday, it's about motivation. Everything they post, no matter what it is, they're open with options. It just has to be motivational. And then all the way down to Saturday will be about lifestyle things. Okay. And then this one is very detailed calendar. It's kind of complicated, as a matter of fact. This one where it tells all the details are planned from the author to the topics. So this is the editorial calendar for a company where they have different bloggers. So they have they have an example for everything. They have the author names, They're gonna they put them in categories: digital marketing, brand marketing, marketing research. Then they have who's gonna write about this, and then the topic title, um, and then things of that nature all the way across. So this fits their needs. This fits this company's needs. And then the last example, um, this one is yearly by month and the day of the week. Another one that's very detailed. So you have January, you have all the months across the top, and then the weeks go down, and it has exactly what they're going to talk about um, in each category. So editorial calendars can be very simple or they can be very detailed, as much as you want, as precise as you want it to be. Okay. So let's talk about measuring effectiveness of content marketing. There's a lot of ways to measure effectiveness, and this is one of the advantages of content marketing. So one way is unique visitors. So this is the overall traffic. Unique visitors is the number of individuals who visit your website during a given period of time, where each visitor is only counted one time. So that's something you can measure. So we're comparing this to traditional advertising, where you have a TV ad or a print ad. It's hard to measure. Advertisers find ways to do that, but it's not as precise as this is. Um, the second one is page viewers, subscribers, or followers. So these are people who like your posts, or they subscribe to your channel. These are your followers. And of course, you know how many people follow your pages and like your pages. You get the numbers built right into it. And then I'm sorry, going to number 3 is page views. And this is the number of individual pages that are clicked on during a time period. So high page views, that means the visitors are clicking around and finding engaging content. Okay. And then you have the fan likes. Okay. Okay, so now let's talk about measuring effectiveness. This is something that is an advantage for content marketing, especially when you compare it to traditional advertising, where you have TV or print ads. How do you measure the effectiveness of those things? Advertisers have found ways to do it, but it's not as precise as this. So, unique visitors, that's your overall traffic, the number of individuals who visit your website during a given period of time, where each visitor is only counted one time. Okay. And then you have subscribers, which are like followers or people who like. So that is built right into your measuring effectiveness. So if you have like a YouTube channel, you can see there how many people have subscribed to your channel. Okay. Number 3 is page views. So this is the number of individual pages that are clicked on during a period of time. So high page views means visitors are clicking around and finding engaging content. So this is based on the pages, not the unique visitor. 4, we're talking about the fans, the likes, things like that. So similar to subscribers. So now you have a post and people like them. They can like them or number 2, they can subscribe to them. Number 5 is search engine traffic. So let's use Google for example. This is the amount of traffic being referred to your site through a search engine. So that means you go to Google and you type in blue skies, and it sends you to this website that talks about the skies and the colors and things like that. So that's search engine traffic. And this helps to let you know if your pages or your website is optimized efficiently, because you want to show up at the top of that search, not on the 3rd page. The bounce rate refers to people who come to your website and pretty much leave immediately before clicking on any other pages. So if you have less than 40%, that's actually considered good, even though that's a high amount. If you have a higher amount, that means the visitors, they don't like what they see when they come to your site. It may be like the organization of it, the view, the visuals, the colors, or things like that. So you don't want to have a high bounce rate. Conversion rates. So conversion rates is the percentage of visitors that engage in a specific action that you have requested. So like something like signing up for a newsletter. That the more people that signed up, the higher your conversion rate is. So they're doing what you asked them to do. And the last one is inbound links. This is the number of external links to your site. So people have found your content important enough to link to it. So that's like me having a website and I'm talking about my students and how well they do campaigns. And then I link to one of your sites to show your campaign. So how many people have linked to your site in this type of manner? So these are all the ways that you can measure effectiveness and be very precise about what's working and what's not working. So why do we even do content marketing? When it's done correctly, meaning authentic, it's interesting, it's informative, it's engaging, it's a great sales tool, and forms real and trusted relationships with your brand. So these are the things that you want to strive for with content marketing. Let's do a content marketing exercise. It was a dark, stormy night. Imagine you are a writer that just finished a novel about 3 high school friends that fell in love with the same woman, and none of them knew about it but her. The woman, Lisa, was their biology teacher. One day it all came to a head when another student found out, and the rumors began to spread. It did not end as a fairy tale for Lisa, but as an horror story. As the writer of the novel, I decide I want to do content marketing and I want to do a blog. So from earlier in this lecture, we talked about the 4 steps. And so these are the steps that I need to take to come up with a strategy for my blog. So remember, a strategy is the objectives, goals, and methods on how to achieve those objectives. So we start with a creative brief, and we want to start with our target. So we want to target other readers, publishers, and other writers. Our goals are, as a new writer, we want to get published, build relationships, attract potential consumers, and then our platform, of course, is a blog. Then we want to think about our content. we decide that we want to use existing content and produce new content. So we're not going to take existing and modify it. We're just going to take it, use it, and then produce new content. Okay, now we need a content plan, the topics. What are some of the topics we can address to get our potential target interested? How about how to get publishers to notice you? Or how to write a good novel? How to find a good book? We can include book reviews, but we are always include images, audio, and or video. And then the last thing we want to do is an editorial calendar. So we decided we would post new posts on Monday and Wednesday. And then on Tuesday and Thursday, we will answer blog comments and questions. And then Friday is a contest. Guess the novel from the scene. So I will pick scenes from different novels and I'll read them, and the viewers will have to try to guess what's the name of that novel. So that is your whole lecture on content marketing and social media.